We're with Jaeden Hooker from the SPU volleyball team. Jaeden and the Falcons back home this week after 4 straight on the road. Northwest Nazarene and Central Washington coming to town. Jaeden, let's start with last week's matches, a sweep at St. Martin's and then a tough 4-gamer at Billings on Saturday. Just talk about them and what was going right out there on the court from your point of view.
With St. Martin's, I feel like we kind of struggled a little bit at the beginning of every game, just like trying to get in our groove, and then as soon as we hit like point 10, we just kind of ran with it, and it was kind of like we just found like what we knew we needed to do to beat them, and we just kind of just went with it, and hard for all 3 games just to like get it done quickly.
Okay.
And then with Billings, they're obviously like just a more scrappy team. Just
and that's a tough place to play too.
For some reason, always really tough for us to play. We do really well on the road, but Billings in particular is always like a tougher one for us. And I thought we just like everyone was just like on their role doing like their little job, just making it so much easier for like the team as a whole. Just like everyone was doing their own little thing, and like that as a whole, putting it together made it just like an easy, not an easy win, but like a feel-good win for us.
And that one dropped the first game and came back and took the next 3. It seemed like momentum. You were starting to get momentum going your way a little bit, even though that first game went the other direction. Did you kind of feel that as well?
Even the whole first game, it felt like we were in control. Just like a couple of little things didn't go our way, but even like the momentum for most of the first game, like felt like it was for us.
Okay. Northwest Nazarene here on Thursday and finally got a win over them about 3 or 4 weeks ago. That had not happened in a while. What do you remember about that match, and as you can carry over into this one?
That match definitely comes down to serve, receive, and serving, and I think the last time we played them a couple weeks ago, we really focused on the basics of serve, receive, and serving, and we outdid them and we won. So I think if we can do that again this week, that we'll be able to repeat that success.
Okay. And at Central, a couple of first 2 games were fairly tight back and forth. The third one got away a little bit, but what do you remember about that match that you can carry into this week?
I think we lacked just a little bit of our own confidence in our groove. It was a little bit earlier in the season, like the first time playing someone in our conference that's typically always been good. So I think we just like kind of let it get away from us a little bit in the sense of like, oh, we're playing Central, they're typically always really good. And I think this time coming around, we have a little bit more sense of our own groove, especially just having so many more people. I think, so many more new people, that is. I think just like the second time around, like playing everyone is going to be a lot different for us.
And talk about some of those new people. You got Lindsay Lammer, who's been a regular starter out there.
Yeah.
Aaron Gould, first-year starter. Delaney Dunn. Just talk about how they've all kind of blended into the team and how you guys have helped them along with that process.
We've definitely helped them along, just like, especially because they're mostly in bigger roles. Lindsay's in a really big role.
Right.
Delaney's in a really big role. So I think just like encouraging them and helping them along, just to know that they're supported in those roles, I think is really helpful. Because the better they do, the better we can do.
Right. Talk about your play this year. You've had some nice matches out there, including that one at Billings last Saturday.
Moving from the outside back to the right side this year was like a little interesting for me, but I think I've like settled in pretty well, and especially working with a new setter, Lindsay, and I think we've just been having a really good chemistry and just working really well, and I think it showed especially at Billings last week.
Okay. You're a senior already. Has that crossed your mind at all that you're already in your final year?
Yeah, it does. Every time we go somewhere, like we got off the plane on Saturday night, and Gabby was like, Jaeden, that's the last time we'll ever have to go to Billings. And it's just like, oh yeah, like everything is like a last for us. And I think that's just what makes it special, just knowing that like, just go give it your all, because like this is the last time you'll ever get to do it. I think is something that I've noticed a lot, and just like noticing the last of everything, just like, oh, this is the last time we'll have like this, like our Halloween practice, or just like things like that. Yeah.
All right. And you are majoring in communication, is that correct?
Yes, and journalism.
Okay. What would you like to do with that? A lot of different doors you can open with something like that.
Right now I'm looking into marketing, advertising, PR, more things like that. I'm taking some journalism classes this year that will finish out my minor, so I think after this year I'll know more if I want to go more communications or journalism. Okay.
And are you from Arizona originally? Are you looking to go back there? Or are you looking to stay up in the Northwest, or made up your mind yet?
I've had a lot of people ask me that in the last couple of weeks, and I don't think I'll have an answer anytime soon.
All right. All right. Well, thank you, and good luck this week.
Thank you.
All right.